It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline. We are not against restructuring. Our demand is Biafra. Referendum Ipob. The news in full. The indigenous people of Biafra have said that it is not against restructuring of Nigeria. The media and publicity secretary of the secessionist group, Emma Powerful, said this on Monday. He said that the group's major demand was for a referendum to decide whether Biafra would continue to be part of Nigeria or not. He said the Nigerian government must bear one thing in mind: the Ipob is not fighting against restructuring, but their demand is not restructuring, saying that their demand is restoration of Biafra state, and all they need is a date for referendum to decide whether or not we want to continue with this forced marriage called Nigeria. Those who think Nigeria is ready for restructuring may have to think again, and those benefiting from the current lopsidedness have made restructuring impossible. They are unlikely to heed the clamor for restructuring. But for us, the only thing that can make us slow down a little is government giving us dates for referendum. Restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra is a divine mandate. And this comes shortly after Emma Powerful and also the younger brother of Nnamdi Kanu had actually, fired against Kanu, a senator who actually visited Nnamdi Kanu at the DSS facility in Abuja of recent. Whether he and his family members listen or not, I will continue to counsel him. I will continue to counsel him as I have done in the past. What we do need is a most peaceful and secured society. But Kanu's family, in a swift reaction, lampooned the former governor, accusing him of unnecessarily advertising his visit to Kanu, probably for political gains. Kanu's younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, who spoke for the family, demanded explanations from the governor what he meant by Kanu's insane amount of people rooting for his release. The family cautioned the Senator Ojikalu want to achieve by those confusing and disparaging remarks. Is it saying that the millions of followers of Nnamdi Kanu who feel disenchanted by the protracted and provocative marginalization and injustice perpetrated against Biafrans by the Nigerian authority are insane? Who is Kalu working for? Must he advertise his visits to our brother? If he thinks he has any solution to profile, can't be work from behind the scene, must he make political capital of every issue? We are highly disappointed by his incoherent utterances. He must understand that our brother is not being prosecuted because he stole or committed a crime. His only crime is that it's a crime for asking for the freedom of people, of the oppressed people of Biafra. Oji, Uzo, Kalu, and his types are the reason the agitation for self-determination by our people is unending. How can he be trusted by the people? We have not forgotten his role in 2017 when our brother was in Kuje prison. What is his mission? Is it for or against Nnamdi Kanu? By his utterances, it is clear that he is no solution but part of the problems of our people. He shouldn't forget that history will judge him for all his actions and inactions. In case Kanu doesn't know, real Igbo leaders are working behind the scene to bring about solution to the problem of our people. They don't make noise over it, he said. And this is the news that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had actually, been visited by Senator Ojikalu, who actually made some remarks that got vexed to the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who said that the comments of Oji Uzo Kalu about the followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be insane amount of people, saying that the utterances of Oji Uzo Kalu was clearly no solutions but part of the problems of the people, saying that he needs not to forget that history will judge him for all his actions and inactions, especially that they have not forgotten his role in 2017 when their brother was in Kuje prison, saying that what is his mission, that they need to know clearly if he is for or against Nnamdi Kanu, reiterating that Kanu was actually not arrested for a crime or for stealing. All he was arrested for was because he was fighting for the oppressed people of Biafra. The movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, has celebrated the release of 19 of their members who have been detained since 2006. The celebration coincided with 10 years anniversary of the death of Igbo leader Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Eze Igbo Gburugburu. In a statement, MASOB leader Uchenna Madu described Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu as the greatest Igbo man that has ever lived. The statement reads in part, Dim Chukwuemeka still remains the greatest Nigerian man that ever lived. He laid an unforgettable foundation for enhancement and restoration of true Africanism and total liberation of black man from Western domination. Ojukwu was the president of Biafra and the general of the People's Army. He stood for justice, total freedom, and equity for us all. We are celebrating a living legend, a symbol of Igboism, the lion that is fear conquers the enemy of his people. Today, we have gathered to reflect, refresh, and revive the consciousness of Ojukwuism in Igbo land. As we celebrate the legendary of Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Eze Igbo Gburugburu, MASOB celebrates the release of our members from Awka and Onitsha prisons after spending more than 15 years in detention. They are Mrs. Onyekachi Oji, Emmanuel Oji, Uche Idikeagbo, Michael Okezi, Uchenna Nicholas, Peter Igbokwe, Ikechukwu Agbara, Okudiri Basi, Chima Aso, Chinweike Irondi, Sebastian Amadi, Kasmia Odokara, Ojemba Anyanwu, Enekalu, Ondubuisi Okam, Ikechukwu Chikwem, Chukwuma Kalu, Chidebere Chikwem, and Mbanda Buchi Asika. They have all journeyed through the valley of Nigeria's injustice and inhumanity against the people of Biafra. They were falsely accused and prosecuted by the Nigerian police, abandoned by the judges, Nigerian police, abandoned by the Federal High Court, and subjected to indescribable tortures, psychological and traumatic pains by the Nigerian prison officials for the past 15 years. These great Biafrans survived and endured the hopeless dungeon until Senators Iyenaya Abaribe and Christy Anyanwu intervened on July 2021 after our meeting with them at Enugu. MASOB thanked the most eloquent and fearless Senator Iyenaya Abaribe that contacted the Eastern Bar during their 2021 annual convention in Enugu over the unjust plight of our members. We also thank Jiki Gazama, San, and team of lawyers from Eastern Bar for their unrelenting efforts in securing the release of our members. MASOB appealed for more intervention, an extension of hand for the release of Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, and other unjustly retained because of Biafra. Thanks for listening.